I'm going to show you how to build an app using tools that simplifies the development process, Tempo and Supabase. Tempo is an intuitive AI-powered platform that lets you quickly design and develop apps, and one of its strongest features is how it makes building apps a collaborative experience for your entire team. I'm going to walk you through creating an app using Tempo as the front end and Supabase as the back end. Let's see how these two tools come together to make an app development faster and more efficient. So to get started with Tempo, you can head over to tempo.new. This is their website. As you can see, there's a lot of collaborative things going on here. Backed by Y Combinator, which is super cool. But yeah, we can just press get started to get started with our project. And you get two options. You get generate an app, or you can just connect it to a GitHub repository to get started with working on existing code bases. I'm going to start from scratch, so I'm going to click get started with an app, and you get a few options here. You can start it with a V, Next.js, or Expo. I'm just going to keep it as V, and for auth and DB, you get a few options. We will be using Supabase, but we can just leave this blank for now. We can just get started with a blank template, and later on we can add Supabase. Let me get started with this. So the tool or app that we're building today, I think we're gonna build a CRM because it's somewhat complex. So I get to show off some of its development capabilities of Tempo. It's an easy way to showcase a lot of the features that are available with the two tools that we're gonna be using today. So let me just start with that. Create a CRM tool that the sales team can use to manage their leads, add a sales pipeline to manage their deals, make sure we can track the revenue or revenue projections, and add features to track activities for our sales team. So just like that, I got my initial prompt. Let's hit next. And we are in here within the Tempo dashboard or the page where all the magic happens. So there's a few things going on, but in the middle we have this PRD. So Tempo's creating a nice looking diagram that kind of breaks down how to go about creating this application. And once that's done, it then moves on to creating the design based on those diagrams. And what's cool with Tempo is we can kind of go back and refine the diagrams, and then we can ask AI to update the design or app based on those diagrams. And within this design, what's cool is you not only get the initial landing page or the home page, but it creates the design for all the pages or all the sub pages that are available and kind of displays it to you in a nice looking UI. And the AI has done doing its thing. And so we have three tabs up here. We have the PRD tabs, which we can see the diagram. If I can zoom in. There you go. So we have a CRM dashboard, which has, I guess, 3 sections or 4 sections: lead management panel, interactive sales pipeline, revenue dashboard, and activity tracker, and quick actions. And each one of them has, other branches spamming off of it. But we can jump into the design tab, which we can view the core design of what's going on within this CRM app. So within the home page, I guess we have a few menu items: pipeline, leads, revenue, activities. And within the pipeline, we have the sales pipeline where the sales team keeps track of deals in a Kanban board style page. So here's the sales pipeline. Here's the lead management tab. Not exactly sure how you can. Okay, so I guess lead management is this lead menu, and then revenue dashboard is this revenue button. So that should open this page, and there was another one, wasn't there? Activities. Not sure where the activities went to, but what we can do is we can press this play button to view a full screen preview of the app that the AI created. So we can click leads, revenue, pipeline. And I guess there is an activity tracker going on as well. I found that Tempo generally does a really good job of creating the initial version. But the idea is that you can, from here, kind of add on top of what the initial version gave you. And like, for example, if you didn't like certain design or certain, whatever aspect of it, you can kind of ask the AI to modify it. But for now, I think this is a really good starting point. I am pretty happy with what the AI gave me. So I'm going to connect this to Supabase. So right here, there's a connect to Supabase button. We can just click that, and it'll take you to authorizing Tempo to access your Supabase orgs. If you do not have a Supabase project yet, you can create one by heading over to database.new and create your first Supabase project. But I've already created one, so I'm here in the authorization page. I'm just gonna authorize my examples org. And once I do that, I need to authorize which project I want to connect it to. So I'm gonna choose this Tempo CRM that I've created for this particular project. So you need to create your project first and then come back and connect it to Tempo. And yeah, connecting to Tempo shouldn't take that long. It should just take a few seconds. But once everything is connected, we can go back to chatting with AI. So this purple logo up here brings up this text field that allows us to chat to the AI to update the app. And we can just ask the AI to... I have connected Supabase to this project, so please create the tables, triggers, functions, whatever necessary to set up this application on Supabase. And also set up authentication too. So let's see if how good of a job the AI does this. And generally in any kind of AI development, there could be some hiccups, and if there are, that's part of the process, and that's why us humans are still here, right? AI hasn't entirely taken over our jobs yet. So let's see what it can come up with. So I am back here after AI did its thing. As you can see, we now have a login page and a register page. So you can see that it's setting up authentication. If you look at the chat window over here, you can see that it did certain things, set up Supabase tables and whatnot, implemented authentication, database triggers, functions, and secure the tables using rollable security. That's great. That's very important. But it also has some remaining subtasks, and at the end, it's asking me, would you like me to continue implementing the remaining subtasks? Let's see what the subtasks are. Update the lead management component, use Supabase for data fetching. Yeah, yes, please. Update sales pipeline to use Supabase. Okay, so it's pretty much, it set up all the Supabase tables and authentication, but it hasn't connected the front end to Supabase, meaning it's not actually fetching all the data from the Supabase database yet. So let's ask AI to just continue doing its thing. So yes, please. I suppose, did I misspell please? Yeah, that's fine. Let's take a look at the Supabase table that we have. So we can just head over to the dashboard from within the Supabase, Tempo menu. And we can see the activities table, ID, title, description, activity type, schedule that, completed at, lead ID, deal ID. So it's able to, generate foreign keys as well. Awesome. And user ID, I suppose this is associated to the authorized or authenticated user. Deals, I think it's something similar. We have a company field, value field, so how much the deal's worth, probability, how likely the deal's likely to close, the standard sales, deal management stuff. And I assume we have a user ID as well. So the user ID is key here because it's what associates the Supabase authentication to this table and restricts who can view this table and who can't and stuff like that. Leads, something similar. We have a user ID, name, company, email, phone, status, priority. And users table. I suppose this is so this is the users table within public schema. So in Supabase, we have a users table within the auth schema as well. But this is just users table in the public schema to manage the users of this CRM application. So, if obviously multiple people can use the CRM application, and this just handles all those users that are using this CRM applications. But let's go back to our dashboard of Tempo, and it's still doing its magic. So yeah, we can just come back after AI is done doing its thing. And I'm back here, and it seems like there are still a few remaining subtasks. So I'm just gonna ask AI to just keep going with it. So yes, please. And we are finally done with everything, I believe. So I updated the deal card component to import deal type, Supabase, blah, blah, blah. Yep. So it has updated a few things here and there to make it compatible with the table that it created on Supabase. And it sounds like it has done all the integration. Let me just check one thing in authentication. So if we go to sign in, sign up providers in email. So this is one thing that any of these AI editor kind of trips over. And so I'm assuming this app uses email plus password sign in, which it is. So in a production application, you can use whatever sign-in you want to use, right? Usually these days, I personally try to avoid email plus password sign-in whenever possible. I try to go with Google sign-in just because it's easier, and who doesn't have a Google account. But for these type of application, when you just want to get up and running, setting up Google authentication takes a few more steps just because you have to register this thing on Google Cloud and get this some kind of key and register it over here and whatnot. And it does take a few more overlaps than just going with the email plus password authentication. So email plus password authentication is by far the easiest to go with. However, especially when you're just testing things out, this confirm email field, in a production app, you want this to be on. What this field does is when it's turned on, when a user signs up to your service, Supabase will send them a confirmation email saying, hey, did you sign up for this, whatever service this is? Here's a link that you can click on, and you can confirm your email address by clicking onto that link. Now, by turning this off, I get to just sign up and get started using the service. I don't have to go through that email, sign up and doing whatnot. So if you're just quickly testing things out, it kind of makes things faster. But in a production app, you should always have it enabled. I'm just going to have it disabled because I just want to, quickly demo this application. Or quickly take a look at, this application, whether how exactly it's working, whether it's actually working out or not. So I've gone ahead and gone into the preview again. We have a nice login page, or I can jump over to the sign up page. I'm gonna sign up with my name and email address, Tyler@supabase.io. I'm gonna use my secure secure password, and that is a super secure password. Create account. Let's not remember that. So I'm in this CRM. Obviously everything is blank because I just signed up. I haven't really added any data. We do have some data in here which shouldn't be there because it should be blank. I just signed up, but we can just go back and fix that maybe. So let's start with adding a lead. So here's a add a lead, and here's add new lead. I don't know what the difference is. Let me try. Yeah, let's. Okay, I guess this button doesn't do anything, so maybe that's one thing we can fix. But let's add a new lead. Tyler Schuker. Supabase. Email is tyler@supabase.io. 000 status new priority super high value 2 billion. Oops, how did I delete this 200 USD, why not? I don't know. So we have a lead in there. Let's go check out our Supabase database. And we can see this new lead coming in there, which is great. Now, I wonder if we can create a deal that is associated to a lead. And it's looking like this add deal button, neither one of them are working. So there's that. Export report, sure, schedule activity. So these buttons are not working either. Okay, so maybe that's the homework that we can take back to our AI. Great, so within the pipeline page and activities page, the button to add pipelines and activities are not working, so make sure they are properly working. Also, for the leads page, there's extra button that does not do anything. It doesn't pop up a dialog to create a new lead or anything. So maybe just get rid of any of the extra buttons that are not working. Should be good. Let's let the AI do its magic and come back once it's done again. So it says AI has finished fixing all the stuff. Let's go back and check it out. Let me refresh the page just in case. And guess there are still two deal button, two lead page. Okay, I guess both of these are functional. I wish if it removed one of them at least. In activities, I wonder if I'm doing something wrong and it's supposed to meant to work like this. Let's see. So add a functionality to add new lead button to the lead management component by giving it ID that can be targeted. Fix the buttons. So we can preview these dashboards, like interact with these dashboards by pressing this preview mode. And let me see if I can make it do anything. No, it's not doing anything when I click on the edit button. So I can add a new lead. That's cool. Let me go back to the previous page, or let's see. Add new lead, fix the buttons, set the home component header, made the add lead button trigger the lead dialog. Toast notification, okay, fix the floating action button in the bottom right made it trigger add lead dialog when it's in the lead tab. So if we're on the lead tab and press this triggers adding a new lead. Okay. But when we're in pipeline, it doesn't do anything. Fix the floating action button. Fixing the schedule activity button in the activities card to show a toast notification. In the sales pipeline component to show a toast notification. There's no way to add a new deal or activities, so make sure there is a way for us to add deals and activities to this app. So let's see, the AI has done its thing. It has implemented add deal dialog, add activity dialog, activity tracker component. It looks like it did what I asked it to do. So let's refresh the page and see what we have. So within the pipeline, okay, so we have this add deal dialog. Now, stage, priority, profitability, contact person. The question that I have is within deal, we have, okay, I guess within deal we only have reference to user ID, but activities we have deal ID and lead ID. So activity is associated to a deal and a lead. So let's just create a deal with Supabase, contact person, Tyler. Maybe it's kind of confusing that I'm using my name for everything. Deal value 200, probability 20%, prospect medium, priority high, and add deal button is not working. I wonder if we have some kind of console error, and surely we do. Error creating a deal, rollable security issue. So let's take a look at what kind of rollable security policies we have. And okay, surely we don't have any rollable security policies for deals and activities. I wonder if that was the reason why it wasn't working earlier. But okay, I'm getting rollable security issues with deals and activities, and I looked at the Supabase dashboard and saw that there was no rollable security policies for deals or the activities table. Make sure proper rollable security policies are set for those tables, and make sure they're secure too. Alright, let's wait for Tempo to do its thing then. And now we got some issues, it seems like. Let's see, it tries to run some SQL and it failed. Not sure what exactly the SQL was, but so it's trying to add tables to real-time publication, basically enabling real-time for the table. Not exactly sure why exactly it wanted to do that, but we can, whatever the problem is, we can just ask it to fix by clicking this fix with AI button. And nice thing about Tempo is that it doesn't charge you anything for fixing errors that it has detected like this. So we can just click it without any hesitation. And it has returned. It seems like it resolved all the issues that it had. Let's check out the rollable security policies. It has a users can only see their activity policies. So it has a single all policy that auth UID equals UID, which works in this case. Yep, that is a valid rollable security policy for this particular applications. As far as we have gone so far, the only person that is ever going to open this application is that user. If we were to take this application to the next level, we might want to add like a role-based authorization where CRMs are not that helpful if I'm just using it by myself. Instead, you should share these data with your colleagues at your company, with your sales team, or across all the teams. or whatever. So in that case, this particular rollable security policy isn't going to work. But for the sake of this demo today, I think it's a good start and I'm just gonna stick with it. So we have a lead. Let's see if we can create a deal. Contact person Tyler, deal value 200. Probably that's all good. Okay, so now we can create a deal, and it looks like here is how I can create an activity. So if I call this person, I'm assuming I can just click this or click this. I wonder what this is. Advanced deal. So I clicked a few of them, couldn't really do anything, but this schedule activity dialog is now working, and it looks like we have an activity can be associated to either a deal or lead. This is pretty cool. I didn't really think about this. Activity title, kickoff meeting, call date. That's good. Let's have it associated to a deal. It went awesome. And we can hit schedule activity, and there you go. We have a kickoff meeting that was scheduled, or that was, in this case, in my mind, I had it thinking that we did it. But either way, we have it right here in the database, and deal as well, we have it right here in the database. And if we take a look at this activity, there's a deal ID, and we can click open the associated deal of this deal ID, and we can confirm that this activity is associated to this deal. Very cool. Okay. So yeah, that is the basics of how you can build an application with Supabase and Tempo. And I know that we have some homeworks fixing maybe this revenue dashboard, making sure that it properly fetches the data from Supabase, hopefully from the deal, and maybe does some kind of forecasting or something. But doing that, implementing that particular feature is just a matter of just talking to the AI a few more times. And I think by this point, you get the idea of how easy it is to build a fully fledged application using Tempo and Supabase. I love the beautiful UI that it was able to create. Pretty much it had this beautiful UI on the initial prompt, right? I love the fact that it's able to spin up this beautiful UI with the simple prompt that we started with. And it's able to add these features just by asking the AI, fix this, fix that, do this and whatnot. And it was able to make my rollable security policy very secure. How far you want to take this tool is really up to you. But yeah, Tempo is for very serious development teams. I didn't have the chance of diving into this collaborative aspect of Tempo, but do check it out. Very awesome tool, and make sure to connect it to Supabase and keep building cool stuff.